When the Katrina hurricane happened and the floods subsequently in New Orleans happened, the outpouring on the part of the Olivet College community was an incredible thing for me to see. People in the community reached out in ways that I just had never seen before, so it was a real moving experience for me. We gave 30 Olivet College students from the Midwest of Michigan an opportunity to really understand the plight of New Orleans and people that went through Hurricane Katrina. And in the process, we also made life a little better for 4 different families in that community by helping to complete their homes. Every year when we do these trips, the students are astonished by the magnitude of the damage, and I think that that's one of the most important lessons of New Orleans.
Devastation was bad. It is pretty bad. All the buildings and all the houses are destroyed. There's still a lot of work to be done. You're looking at another 20 years till everything's back to the way it was.
We went on a tour throughout the bad part of New Orleans, and it still is very devastating down there. And that was amazing to see that even it's been so many years after Hurricane Katrina, and the towns and the community, the neighborhoods, there's debris still, the homes are still gutted out, and I mean, it's in shambles. The interaction with the people who were affected by the Hurricane Katrina, it was sad. It was really sad to hear their story and to hear what they went through and are still going through, even though it's years later. It was touching, and they were all very happy that we were down there giving our work, putting in our 1 week of break to help them. It was rewarding, though, to know that they were so thrilled that we were there.
It's apparent that there's still a lot of damage that still needs to be worked out, and not only physical but emotional for the people. Knowing that you're working on people's homes, it's not only going to be their house but actually their home, is a very rewarding thing to know that, when those people move in, the work you put in and the love you put into it will reflect. You go in there and you do a good job, because that's somewhere someone's going to live in.
It's mostly starting to look up now. Houses are starting to get rebuilt, but when you go down to the lower 9, everything's still completely wiped out. All you see is stilts and cement bricks on the floors, or the big X with how many people are alive or dead in that house. There's robberies happening everywhere, homeless people walking the streets wherever you go, so it still has a lot of improvement left to do.
We started off with sanding the drywall and plaster that had been set up on the walls. We spent about 3 days on that alone. And then we did priming, and eventually we did a painting of the walls. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done there, and everyone can help. Like, all we did was sanding and mudding. You don't have to be an engineer to know how to do that stuff. And though it might be simple things, everything's appreciated.
The house that my group was working on, all we did for mainly the whole week was sand the walls. Finally, we got to painting, but there was one big project, which was the bathroom, and we had to chip out the cement that was on the floor. But working that was a lot of fun. It was definitely challenging. It's one of the most rewarding, self-rewarding things you can do. And if you actually participate in the trip and you go down there and you put the work in, it's one of the best experiences, because you meet so many different people and you get to build bonds with so many people throughout the school that you would have never probably talked to before. But you're all down there in one common goal, which is to help those who are in need.
Our particular project there was to work with drywall and to mud and smooth that out so we can get ready for painting. So while I was there, I wanted to accomplish that project and have the homeowner happy with what we did, and I think she was.
What I'll remember most was the last day we were working, our owner of the house came down there, and she sat there and talked with us for a good half an hour. She told us her personal version of it, and then she thanked us for all the hard work that we did.
Part of our experiences is that we buy the food together, cook the food together as a group, and experience those meals as a group. And I love the fact that we have an opportunity to do that, and I think it's part of the experience. It's also part of the culture, and it helps people in the community connect with us and what we're doing, and I think that they probably enjoy getting to know us and seeing the work that we're doing.
Outside the church had a board on there, and it was enormous board across the whole side of the building, and it was numbered with all these people individually who have been killed by, stabbings and shootings. And just looking at that, I remember the whole group just stopped and we just looked at it and really just felt bad and took a moment there to realize what's going on down there. That's sad to see. It's so, run down that people are just committing crimes all over the place down there. And there's so many gang violences and beatings and shootings and stabbings, and it's just sad to see that a place like New Orleans, a great city, has turned into that because of this devastation. The fact that young kids such as 4 are even on that list is even more sad, meaning that people really are starting not to care about communities down there and lives. So it's sad, and hopefully that changes, and hopefully our work furthers that process just a little bit more.